Hello and welcome to the Twisted Metal Season 2 Spoilercast review from GigaBoots. I'm your host, Dan Video Games, and this time, the gamers are staying home. We have with us Bob.
Wow, Dracula can surf.
Chris Wolfhard.
Cool.
And Dr. Aggro.
Cars.
No, you were supposed to watch Twisted Metal Season 2. Did you watch the movie Cars?
God, I wish I watched the movie Cars.
One second. We can work this out. Bob, do you think we'll get like a few views from that? The Cars Spoilercast and review?
Maybe we frame it as the Cars anthology and we do like every one of them in one big review.
And one big review. This is like a 5-hour podcast. We got to talk about how much Owen Wilson's really trying throughout all of them. How many of them could he even be in? Just 2, right? There's no way the other one's got him.
I think he's in more than 2.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
I think he's going to be in like, what was it? Planes and whatever?
Maybe not that.
Yeah, you don't? Okay.
Yeah, like not the extended Cars universe.
If you've never listened to a GigaBoots Spoilercast review before, here's what happens. At the beginning, each of our hosts gets to say a couple sentences summarizing their feelings, and then make a guttural sound encapsulating the feeling of watching Twisted Metal Season 2. After that, we go into discussions of praises, criticisms, anecdotes, and etc. about the series itself. And then at the end, from each of us, you will get a score from 0 to 10. That's right, maximum possible score of 40, Famitsu style. So, let's get to it. We're going to go ahead and start with Dr. Aggro.
Twisted Metal Season 2 is a supersized helping of what made Season 1 so pretty okay, I guess.
Bob Video Games.
Twisted Metal Season 2 is like a fun, goofy post-apoc story without zombies, which I always appreciate. Yeah.
Don't worry, they'll fix that next season. Chris Wolfhard.
Twisted Metal Season 2 is 2 episodes longer than Twisted Metal Season 1, and maybe it shouldn't have been.
Twisted Metal Season 2 was a really great time. I'm kind of surprised that it mostly gets rid of the problems from Season 1, and somehow adding Ellie to the cast went pretty well. Bob, are you team Joel or team Ellie? They kill each other in The Last of Us Season 2, right?
I mean, I know they made changes, but I don't think they did that.
People sounded pretty upset. I assume they just killed each other. So I'm going to have to watch The Last of Us at some point, unfortunately, because I need to know if the statement I'm about to make is probably true. This Season 2 here specifically is my favorite video game adaptation for TV. It's a very high molehill.
Yeah. And you also have to watch Fallout. I feel like that has more of a chance of taking it than the fucking Last of Us Season 2.
I mean, it's true. Kyle MacLachlan said that.
Right. Yeah, it's probably good, even though neither of us have much experience with Fallout.
Yeah, I'm hopeful that is stupendous.
Do you think that The Last of Us has a lot of jokes about how Ellie can't read?
It should. It really should. From the very introduction of Mayhem in this, I expected to absolutely hate this character and for them to drag everything with it down. Mm-hmm. And instead, no, I don't think there are any moments that were absolutely terrible other than things that are a core problem with writing a large cast in a death tournament and not wanting to murder them all.
She is emblematic of a lot of the major problems in the show where I'm like, oh, she's great. But every time they start a thing with her, I'm like, why is the Twisted Metal series element that it is least interested in having death combat with technicals? Why? Why is that the last thing it wants to resort to putting on screen?
Because that's expensive.
I don't know. I feel like there's a lot. Maybe I'm scarred by all this terrible shit we watch, but I was kind of shocked at how much action there was in this for a streaming TV show.
Oh, no, I was too. I think there are, 2 episodes that are slow with the Apocalypse 9 and the Prom. Those are like the 2 slow episodes where they don't really want to do as much.
And they still have murder.
They still have murder and combat. It's true.
Yeah, it does seem like they're more willing to do outside the car combat more than in the car combat, a little bit.
Yeah, that's expensive.
Yeah,
It is really
Very much is. It's really hard to shoot.
But there was still a decent amount of it. I feel like there was 5 or 6 episodes that had like car combat in it, which feels like a lot.
Yeah, it's most episodes, frankly. Which is surprising because, again, it's expensive and really hard to shoot.
And you might say that a lot of those segments weren't as good as they were in season 1.
Possibly. There are countless moments in this where, as someone who's played any amount of Twisted Metal, I just go, and that's when you hit it into reverse and just start gunning the other people down and don't even drive towards the goal because there's not a time limit. What are you doing?
Right.
I actually thought some of the action was markedly better. Like, I remember the crash near the beginning of the show when he's in the ambulance looked better than any crash in the original show.
I mean, that was a real thing. They exploded and flipped. That looks better than most of the shit we watched recently because everyone does CGI.
It's true.
Yes.
It was. It was really cool. It was very well shot. It was an effective sequence. I will say, however, that when it flipped over, you could tell that it was just an empty frame, and as it wiggled around, and you could see inside of it.
It's true.
Through
Yes.
the hollow bottom.
Absolutely.
It's true.
It's pretty great.
But I went, wow, that thing really went off the ground, defying gravity, thanks to the force of the kinetic energy inside of this explosion or a planted pneumatic piston underneath the vehicle. I am very impressed. Thank you, filmmaker. Yeah, I also expected to hate the Prom episode, but I actually enjoyed it. I don't know. I guess the characters are interesting and fun, and I'm really disappointed that at no point did they decide to develop, oh my God, what was the name of the lady with, quote, the ice tits? What was her name?
Was it like Frostbite or?
Yeah, I think that's right.
It was something like that. It doesn't matter because she dies almost immediately.
Yeah, they kept her around for 3 episodes and then just unceremoniously murk her.
Yeah, I was wondering if she just got dead. Okay, I guess so. They're not going to even try and get her up. Okay.
Yeah, the treadmill grinded her face off.
So there's 2 things I like. One, a lot of characters that wouldn't work in another show work in this because you can reliably count on them dying soon. I hated every time Vermin was on screen, but I knew she would die before the end of this season, so it was fine. And somehow, I feel like in any other show, I would despise Stu. He's like the best possible execution of Wade Whipple.
It's true. He is the Chad Wade Whipple.
Yeah, I think all the stuff with him and Mike and their cannibal friend worked really well.
Yeah, weirdly.
Yeah, the weird gay relationship going on there.
Yeah, it was a strong bromance, mostly founded on a foundation of complete lies and inability to actually tackle your own problems. That was kind of funny and interesting to see play out. I didn't expect that. I expected it to get old fast.
Yeah, I don't want to get immediately into spoilers, but I do kind of wish that Stu was not in the last episode of this.
God, that whole ending section, I was so tired by the time it happened.
Oh yeah, we will definitely talk about that by the end of this. I want to spend a moment though just talking about how Vermin, I was like, they introduced Vermin. They're like, Vermin. And I'm like, oh, that's definitely like a Twisted Metal 3 or 4 character. It fits so perfectly into that exact roster and slot you would expect from those 2 specifically. And then I look it up and it's like, that's the PS3 one.
What?
I'm like,
that one hardly had characters.
Yeah, because in that you have the 3 playable characters for the 3 stories. And then everyone else is just kind of whatever.
Yeah.
Like Vermin is technically the name of the vehicle.
Huh.
Yeah, so like the cast is incredibly believable. The guy with the wrecking ball that has a spike on it is very, I don't know, he's giving me the energy of Mr. Slam, as they called him, which I mistakenly during watching it called him Mr. Plow. And I'm like, that's the Simpsons thing. They did a pretty good job of writing terrible Twisted Metal characters that you want to see die.
It's true.
But we got to talk about the funniest thing they did with the cast. When the beginning of this season goes, oh, that's like that other Raven, not important. Here's the real lady. We're going to give her a backstory, and she's in this, and she's the head honcho.
That was bold.
Yes.
It's so bold. I basically haven't seen a pivot that addressed on camera, and then we're moving on. Since they recast, what was it, War Machine in the Iron Man films?
I don't remember, because it's been long enough. I don't really remember what the original Raven looked like. So I'm like, I guess this is fine.
Like in my memory, and I haven't gone back to listen to the season 1 Spoilercast or watch season 1 again, she is one of the least enjoyable parts of it.
Okay.
She's very stock. Her acting doesn't do anything for it. There's nothing there. In this season, that person needed to be a character.
Yes.
So
yeah. Maybe she was too busy being in Scream 7.
That'll do it.
Is that actually what that actress was doing?
Yeah, she's Sidney Prescott in the Scream movies. I think she's in all of them or most of them.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Huh. So I think we were supposed to be upset or disappointed when they just gave us a new one. And
Yeah.
this is her.
I'm gonna be real. I had forgotten that was a character in the first season.
Oh, yeah, no, that's why they go through the hullabaloo of explaining that, oh, this is the main Raven and the other ones work underneath her, and fuck South Raven. She a bitch.
Downtown Raven.
Yeah. No, they went really out of their way to explain it and shit talk the one from season 1 briefly and move on. And I'm like, that's fucking hilarious, dude.
Like, I hate her, and we will never be close enough together for a 2-shot. Fuck off.
I feel like the joy of the Apocalypse 9 episode and the prom episode is that neither of them feel like the fast food episode from the prior season where there's a lightning storm and they're trapped inside. And even by and large, I thought that episode was fine. Mm-hmm. But I think these episodes do more with their characters and developing them and being interesting. You know, we get to see everything with Axel and the insane, like, no, we're going to treat it like it's an alcoholism addiction. And I'm like, I think that man's arms work on gas, dude. I don't, right? He's surviving drinking gasoline. Clearly there's something different about him.
Like, that's obviously a bottle episode, but it doesn't feel as much like one as the episode in the first season. Because you have the Apocalypse 9 guys, you have a bunch of stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. You're right. You have so many more characters working.
And there's so much more money, too. Like, the prom episode has a lot going on visually with it that you wouldn't get from a cheap bottle episode like the fast food one in season 1.
And I have to... this is a little bit getting into the actual spoilers, but I am so happy that Calypso is just magic. They didn't...
Yeah,
they weren't afraid to do that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, on a very similar note, I'm glad that Mr. Grimm is also magic because I was like, I don't know if this works for me, dude, that he's like imagining it. It's far cooler for it to be real. And I know the game even made that decision at one point, but can we not have a dude who's a cannibal who eats souls too? And they're like, no, the cannibal's the other dude. And I'm like, what? what the hell? Is there something we should talk about before we go hardcore into spoilers?
I thought it was really funny how Grimm got locked out during the Apocalypse 9 episode.
Yes! Yeah, no, that's such a good detail of just like, he's not in this episode. We still are going to film him being in the episode, but not being included in the episode.
Right.
Like, oh, we locked out Grimm and Axel can't get to his gas. So we've shut down most of the heavy fighters to, oh no, Axel just needed an emotional breakthrough. And then we were, oh, okay. Yep, he's doing it.
And then they even put Sweet Tooth in the doctor's office.
Yeah,
which
to
was,
talk about his
they had
balls
to benched everyone who would just kill these guys.
And like it didn't come off as obnoxious.
No.
Especially since with Axel, they stick him with the exact guy who's like, nah, we're gonna frame it as alcoholism. You don't need it, dude. One thing I really appreciate about this season is that it feels distinctly Twisted Metal-like, whereas season 1 really did feel like a Surf Dracula when they do at the very end anything resembling a Twisted Metal fight. This does a pretty good job of having that energy relatively throughout the whole thing. But they do have to mix it up a bit and make it a little bit more Smuggler's Run, as there are the 8 different packages you can pick up with the smoke coming up out of them. And I'm like, hey, wait a minute, I'm watching Smuggler's Run. What the hell? I don't do nukes.
Well, it's on PS2. It's fine.
It's fine. I think it's very funny then that in order to make it possible to tell a story with Twisted Metal that doesn't get every competitor killed immediately, the showmakers did some of the writing that you would expect Sony would have to do if they made one of these games that wasn't just a games as a service game. It feels like in a lot of ways they thought of like different angles to go on with that and develop out Twisted Metal as an idea more. Meanwhile, Sony's like, oh no, you don't. If I recall the leaks correctly, they were steering away from the concept of these even being characters in that. And it just being, oh, you customize your vehicle in order to do.
That's really stupid.
I'm like, guys, plenty of successful games like Valorant and Overwatch and other things have characters that have abilities, and then you select and use them. What are you doing?
Well, you can't do that in a battle royale where you also get out and shoot guns.
You could do that.
Yeah, you can still do that.
You could do that. You could. I mean, Fortnite has Goku. Anyways, when are we getting the Destruction All-Stars TV series?
Never. Nobody remembers that exists. I'm not even sure you can still get it. I think it might be gone from existence forever.
I think the servers are dead in as much as no one's playing it, so it's impossible to get an online match, but you could still buy it and play it single player, because it does have a story mode or 3. You just have to buy 1 or 2 of them. Thank you, Destruction All-Stars. You're more real a game than Concord. Somehow less known, but somehow more real.
Yeah, everyone knows about the when you release a bomb that big. But nobody notices when you just sneak it out near the beginning of launch.
Who knows? Maybe if Concord was out near the beginning of launch, it would have had the same fate of no one remembers this. Because Concord being multi-platform and being years and years in may be a huge component of why anyone noticed it. At the beginning of a console launch, a lot of people just don't notice.
Right, and they also put a ton of money into advertising it, whereas they really didn't. With
Destruction All-Stars. The $70 game that all of a sudden isn't a $70 game and then all of a sudden is free with PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, that one. They maybe cut the marketing on that one. I don't know why.
Yeah. Who knows? Hard to tell. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into hardcore spoilers.
What the fuck is up with Calypso?
I don't know, but I'm excited to find out.
Like, I love the character choices they made for him. Like, how he's like the world's cruelest magical incel.
Yes. Yeah, I know he does give the incel speech.
I have no idea what his goal or motivations are or why he was pitching a show to NBC in the early 2000s.
Yeah, he's been wanting to do this death tournament.
Yeah, and he's maybe 500 years old?
Look, he correctly clocked reality TV as the devil.
Right.
And so
that is
seemed
kind of
like
how it feels.
That's the most obvious on-ramp in his opinion, which is a rather, like, I'm going to be honest, they should have gotten Tristan Newcomb from the Lumelin films to play Calypso in this season. That would have been absolutely perfect.
I feel like for that pitch to have worked better is he would need to have pitched it back when NBC first started too, and then come back again later. Like he was obviously for some reason is obsessed with having cars be what they duke it out with, but cars have only existed for a few hundred years.
He got really into cars.
It was really great having him go, yeah, we'll have a bunch of celebrities and they'll like drive up the Eiffel Tower. It'll be Twisted Metal. And the execs are like, that sounds really expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's bullshit. In the early 2000s, they'd have greenlit that.
They're like, so what are Jerry Seinfeld and this other guy like competing for? Like, what are you gonna give them? Whatever they want. Okay. All right.
I love Anthony Carrigan as Calypso in this, though. He's so delightful. I feel like every single part of his performance is amazing.
Yeah, he perfectly nails incel Calypso, which is like perfectly a new idea for Calypso.
When he's gassing everybody at the end of the prom, he's like, and he has this delivery. It's like, oh no, what's happening? To himself, to no one. There's no one around him.
He's just having a good time.
And then he just starts cackling.
Yeah, I like that he's magic, but apparently not at all like omnipotent. Like he doesn't know what's happening. Like he needs to do that actual trial and figure out why this guy died.
So good. So good.
Maybe. It's unclear that he might just be fucking around.
I don't know. He seemed legitimately upset that no one told him that guy was a cannibal.
Yes. One, that he's like, we could have fucking saved all this time and not made me look like an ass. Two, if he was omniscient, he would have gotten that pitch through NBC.
Yeah. He is very powerful, but he still does work on, threats and pre-planning, which I loved his relationship with Raven, where she's the only one in the cast who kind of knows what the fuck he is.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I'm the king of Chicago or whatever city it was in season 1. Like, I'll do what the fuck I want. And he's like, no, you will not.
You will not do that.
Whoops, my mistake.
Well, you see, she's goth and he's like the devil. So she's kind of compelled to go along with him.
The city she ruled over was New San Fran, right?
Yeah, it was New San Francisco.
Yeah. Okay, we got to talk about it.
Yeah, no.
We got to talk about the last episode. I'll be honest. Yes, I know, but having a Toku monster kick down a log cabin door and start attacking them was the funniest fucking shit I've ever seen.
God, that fucking costume, that straight up Power Rangers enemy, where they're shooting missiles at it and the Cal explosions are going off behind it as it slow walks toward the camera. Holy Jesus.
Yeah, that's real. They really could have maybe done that a little bit better.
No, it's great. It is unreal. I'm like, this couldn't fit in any Twisted Metal. What is happening? Did a Toku fan invade the structure here and just go, right. Fellas, what would be really cool is if in Minion, instead of wearing like a Minotaur head or anything else, was this guy from the specific Kamen Rider series you've never seen.
They're like, we need to make a show with a lot of sci-fi and action elements on the cheap. Who can we call that knows how to do that?
Right.
Yeah, I gotta argue. This is explicitly a Power Rangers guy, and there is a difference in how they design their costumes. This motherfucker is Sledge from Power Rangers Dino Charge. That is who this is. That is what they look like. Like, it is the exact same design philosophy, I feel.
No, there's too much metal in this
Ford
Sledge
Coppola's
guy.
Dracula looking ass.
This Minion's got like purple scales and contours to him that make him cool and agile.
Maybe they might just be a cyborg. We already know those exist because of Axel.
I mean, in any case, it looks like plastic.
It does. I don't know why they went with this.
Surprisingly, it looks like plastic because it is plastic.
But they painted it fun colors.
I do think we were completely robbed out of a just nice conclusion at the end of season 2. But if I'm going to be completely robbed of them just settling down and ending the series with a good ending, like a happy ending, I think having a Toku monster invade a log cabin's one of the best ways you can ruin that.
Yeah, it would have been really nice if they saved a lot of that stuff for if they did do a season 3 instead of feeling like we need to pitch you season 3 right now.
I assume it's already been greenlit and they just haven't announced it yet, because this got a lot more money than season 1, I think.
Oh, it did. I haven't seen. They even advertised it on Twitch that season 2 came out. That's the only thing other than us I've seen acknowledge this exists.
It is number 2 show on Peacock, but
That's what they say. What was it behind again?
it was behind one of those all-timer sort of shows from forever ago.
Was it? It wasn't Friends.
Was it That 70s Show?
It was That 70s Show.
Okay, yeah.
The top 2 shows on Peacock right now are That 70s Show and Twisted Metal season 2. I'm really glad.
It also has a 92 on Rotten Tomatoes, so I think it's pretty safe to say that it's going to be getting a 3rd season.
I hope. At the same time, though, if one season is going to upset me, it's season 3. I don't like the idea of the ending here, to be honest. I hope season 3 doesn't happen so I can continue liking this last episode. Because they're like, oh, Calypso's magic and he can clap your hands and you appear in space. Well, we just need 4 cars. And then we'll blow him up.
He doesn't seem immune to being shot in the face. Like,
yeah, no, I feel like if you just snuck up on him, you might be able to gank him.
he might also only be able to do that if you wish for it using his magic coin.
It's possible.
That is possible.
There could be rules.
But he's got Sonito or Flash Step. He does it all the time this season.
He does, but still, that only gets you so far, I guess.
That doesn't mean you have magic powers. Look at Talbot.
Talbot is magic.
Yeah, I don't know. I wish that they kind of let Stu have his Twisted Metal ending and die, or just not mention him.
Him showing
feels
up is
cheap.
rough.
I agree with that notion, but that's also what made the ending so hysterically insane. It's like, you were in space, and he's like, well, I went on a training arc, and I'm like, you're in a capsule in space. I landed it. How?
Well, he
motherfucker.
guided it towards the lake, like he said.
I know he said that. I'm not confused over him saying that.
I kind of liked that part. I kind of liked to just be like, yeah, he just came back. He just came back.
Yeah, no, it's hysterical. It's such a fucking gag ending. It's
Just like, weren't you the victim of an ironic wish? Well, I got better.
Right.
I just uncurled the monkey's paw. Duh. It wasn't that strong of a monkey.
Now I kind of wanted to just like, oh yeah, did like 3 other tournaments while you guys were gone. I didn't manage to kill anybody. None of the ironic wishes worked out.
That would be good. You know what, Bob? That's the single best way you could open season 3 of just like, in the time in between seasons, we now show you the other tournaments.
I'm not entirely sure why Calypso framed them.
It's for season 3.
I don't see how that benefits him.
To pin it on someone other than himself. Because his whole goal was to unite the walled cities against the outsiders? Question mark?
I guess.
So pinning it on
Maybe.
them at least gets him off the hook for blowing up stands full of rich people?
I still wish, because of the way that whole thing was like situated, I was like, well, Mike did a wish. I know he's dead, but Mike's team won, and we don't know if Stu made a wish. I was really hoping Mike's wish was just like kill like 100+ random rich people.
Yeah, I wonder what Mike's wish was.
You're right. Why were they in this tournament?
I don't know.
That is a good question.
Like, Mike and Dave are like, oh man, Calypso's holding a tournament of all the best super murderers on the continent. I think we've got a shot.
Look, that's what we call toxic positivity.
Yes.
With their fucking friendship car.
Yes.
I think it's like a driver's ed car because it has the 2 wheels.
Student driver.
Yeah, that's so funny.
Because his name's Stu.
Oh my god.
Stu, then driver. I don't know. Anyway.
Maybe.
I mean, that Mike and Stu are Twisted Metal characters.
Did they drive a driver's ed car is the major thing.
I don't think so. I think they drove a monster truck.
Yeah, they called that car, didn't they call that car Hammerhead? And I was like, I don't think that's how Hammerhead looked in any entry for that matter.
You know, it's kind of fucked up that Stu comes and saves them and doesn't even address that Quiet killed the shit out of Mike. Like, that wasn't like I shot a missile and it happened to hit the car. It was I riddled him with a machine gun.
Yeah, no, Hammerhead's supposed to be, in most instances, no, every instance but this, a gigantic, like, monster truck.
Uh-huh. Look, they next season, we couldn't afford it to be that this season.
But yeah, Chris is right. There's a lot of instances in this show where all at once you become aware once again that everyone in this circumstance knows they're going to have to kill each other.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody's acting like it.
Yeah, the whole thing plays aloof, and I kind of enjoy that, but it is weird, and it might lead to them doing something like Twisted Metal, like, this is all a dream. I don't know if they'll actually do that.
Yeah, it's complicated because, like, they have so many layers that they've disassembled in order to not make it that story, which is probably for the best. I don't think audiences would deal well with. In the season 3 reveal, it was all in Roadkill's driver's head.
Yeah, right. Like that. That's kind of lame. Like, especially for that something going that long. Like one game where the story amounts to like an hour or two of like story content. That's kind of a neat twist.
Yeah,
something
like,
you get disinvested in. It's kind of sucks.
I mean, yeah, it's kind of like it's the fighting game thing of like you're playing a game for 2 hours maybe, and then you get your story for that character. Also, the different games deal with different levels of doing that or not doing that, because technically Roadkill and Sweet Tooth are the same guy and all this other shit with the coma and the et cetera, and they disassembled this, which is why it gave me an absolute stroke when Minion is just his dead sister.
Yeah.
Because
he wished it.
I know, but it was yet another layer that they're like, hey, Minion, you know that? Yes. It's not Marcus. I'm like, that makes sense. Like, no one has been doing the Twisted Metal thing of who these characters are. So also, I thought maybe Mayhem was going to end up in a Grasshopper like vehicle, because she has vibes like Grasshopper did from 2, but they did not do that. Chucky Floop, as far as I know, not a real name of a Twisted Metal character, but in fact sounds exactly like one.
They sure needed some fodder.
They sure did. Apparently, he is from Twisted Metal Head On.
Oh, okay. One sec.
That is the PSP one.
Oh, I know. I love that game.
PSP one.
Was he the cop? Yeah, he's Spectre. Okay. Ah! Ugh. Sometimes the art style of Twisted Metal Head On hits. And other times, it looks like Chucky Floop's face.
Everything Chucky Floop brought to the table was some of the best parts for Mayhem in this series, including when she missile drop kicks him out a window and then makes best friends with his Knight Rider.
Yeah, why did he just have Knight Rider? It's great.
I was losing it.
That lasts like not even a full episode, it feels like. The Knight Rider abilities break and it forgets about her almost immediately.
Oh my god. You know, he also got his wish because it was to fly, and she knocked him out of the fucking window.
So there you go. She just delivered the wish early.
This show's actually very smart. I wasn't sure about that until just now.
Twisted Metal Season 2 is very cerebral.
Yes.
Oh my god. There are a few like hard stop moments where this show takes a second to pretend that it's about something. Where a character will just stop and deliver a line straight to camera.
Yeah.
Something about inequality. All right, back to not knowing what tone the show should be. Because it won't. Some scenes are written like this is supposed to be a lighthearted comedy, and it won't lean into, like with the Apocalypse 9 episode, I'm like, yes, lean into like the gory pitch black comedy thing you're doing. Or now we're being completely serious and dramatic. And it's, yes, a show can have all of those things in it, but I can never figure out where this show is trying to come in at.
See, I just took that as the funniest thing we can do in this situation is focus on the mental health of one of the Twisted Metal combatants. And that's extremely humorous to me.
That's actually one of what I think is the most effective and best scenes in this show. And I'm not even sure that's how they intended to write it. After It's at the end of Mayhem and Quiet's driving lesson where Mr. Grimm and Axel show up and start fighting, and they just get the fuck out of there while that's still happening in the background. And they're driving off in a moment of silence because they realize they've wandered into some kind of fucked up machine nightmare. And Quiet just leans forward and turns Alanis Morissette back on. Like, well, time to repress that.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's real good.
You think they're going to somehow bring Raven's girlfriend back?
So that was the weirdest thing. She's dying at the end, and she looks up and she sees her girlfriend. I'm like, your girlfriend's still alive. She's just a vegetable.
Well, yeah, but you're dying, so
you're going to see whatever.
Maybe you met her in the interstitial. But yeah, no, that would be great. Along with everybody's wish coming true, as soon as she dies, Kelly comes out of the coma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that would be the most Twisted Metal thing they could do with season 3.
It's like, also, Raven's been gone for a few weeks. Who knows what happened?
Anything could have happened.
Anything could have happened.
Maybe South Raven's big. Maybe she's coming back.
Yeah, maybe South Raven killed Kelly.
Downtown Raven and Kelly are going to have a power struggle in the city. Calypso, you didn't unite shit.
Yeah, I have to wonder if we'll see any more of that city. Because they got back all the actors that were like his friends and stuff for that one episode.
Or at least they got a group of people you could distinguish
That's
from being.
true. They might have been different dudes.
They might have been different dudes.
It's been a few years.
Him playing on he was playing on what appeared to be like a Twisted Metal cabinet with a PS1 disc stacked up next to it, and it's a driving cabinet with like a handgun attachment. Is there a game that does that? Because that sounds awesome.
No, but it'd be pretty cool.
And that game footage they showed wasn't Twisted Metal, was it? It was some other thing.
It didn't. They showed the car flip over in this shot that I was unsure if it was Twisted Metal because it's so brief and I didn't want to roll back the footage to get a look at it. It's literally less than a second, it feels like, that they show the game for that one shot.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I haven't played a lot of Twisted Metal 1.
Fair.
Twisted Metal 1 doesn't have real story at all.
Yeah, you have to watch all that on the head-on disc.
Yeah, you got to watch the Twisted Metal Head-On Extra Twisted Edition bonus discs, so that way you can get what was supposed to be the story in 1 where they filmed live-action endings, and then someone at Sony's like, this is dog shit, dude. Don't put that in the game.
They were so wrong.
It's a screen of text now.
That's stuff from that made it into the show.
Yeah.
Like the paper bag thing was Twisted Metal.
Harold. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet Tooth's paper bag buddy made it into the show.
But they were like, nah, it's not good enough back in the day.
It's not good enough for an early PS1 game. I'm like, sir, that's not a thing.
Yeah.
As someone who had a PS1 early on, I'm here to inform you that simply is not a qualifier at all.
What was that Insomniac game?
Disruptor. Yeah.
That had some awful live action cutscenes.
I think you mean fantastic live action cutscenes. Thank you.
Yes.
They named the high school after Scott Campbell and David Jaffe.
Mm-hmm.
They did.
That was cute.
I wonder if they're upset.
What?
Yeah, somebody none of us use Twitter anymore, so somebody leave a comment if David Jaffe got weird about it.
I assumed that was a reward for him not getting weird about season 1.
Fair.
I didn't go back and check, so I don't know if it was just me, but I'm pretty sure Mr. Grimm's scythe, like during the last round of the tournament where he's melee fighting Sweet Tooth, his scythe is like half size now, so he can do a bunch of flippy shit with it.
I think it was half size the whole time.
No, it gets cut in half at one point.
It was always tiny, though. It was never like a full-on huge thing.
See, I thought it was bigger when it was on his motorcycle and he was hitting cars with it.
If I remember correctly, it was about... It appeared to be somewhere around 2 feet. That's what it... Yeah, it appeared somewhere between 2 and 3 feet originally, and then it gets cut in half.
Yeah, because even in the games, he does, at least in Black, which is what I remember him from best, it's pretty small. Like, it's like the hand size like this. I think them overtly calling the special weapons specials is really goofy.
It is very, very funny.
They do that a lot when they slip in the video game terminology, and that's clearly what they're doing is just inserting video game terminology into the script.
But I do enjoy them going to Gastown. Like, that was a good episode. And that whole thing of, Anthony Mackie really can't see. He needs these glasses, like, for real.
That is a great moment in the show, frankly.
I kept staring at the guy who played the Emperor, the Emperor of Dieseltown, going, I'm looking at him, and I know that's not Paul F. Tompkins. But he's doing a Paul F. Tompkins bit.
It's like weird. Why aren't you Paul F. Tompkins? Explain. Yeah, that episode's really good.
It came up several times while we watched this of like, man, they sure just didn't let this guy act at all in Captain America.
Yeah, no, it's fucking depressing how much...
Yeah, no, Anthony Mackie's great.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
And man, watching Captain America Brave New World is depressing because you watch this, he doesn't have anything to hold on to as an actor. So it was really great seeing this where he has all sorts of emotions and cores and things and threads and stuff to do and say and think and react. I think the only thing he ever did in Captain America Brave New World when he did a thing was go, that's fucked up. That's like it. It's like, oh, you imprison Captain America, like the old Captain America? That's fucked up. That's it. That's like his only thing he does.
I mean, the president being Red Hulk's kind of fucked up.
If he did that reaction to that reveal, that would have been great. I feel like he didn't even react. Anyways, in the next season, Calypso should have a guy who's like the thinker, or perhaps a guy who's like the leader. Either one, but make it look good, unlike Captain America Brave New World. Okay, Jesus. I'm done talking about Captain America Brave New World. Bob, how dare you?
You had to come up. Anthony Mackie's the main character, both of them.
It's still a little weird every time I hear Stephanie Beatriz speak in her natural register after watching all of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Which character
that whole
is she?
Quiet.
Okay.
In Brooklyn Nine-Nine, she drops her voice down and has this like real like tough persona. So every time she hits the higher register in the show, I'm like, what the oh, that's right. She actually talks like that.
How dare you?
It's like watching a British actor drop their American accent.
A little bit. Okay. Yeah. Why was the doctor so intent on explaining how testicles in babies work to Sweet Tooth? Why would that ever be a top priority?
Look, he needs to let him know what came up with the health exam. It's really important to the doctor.
He's got so many testicles.
None of them work. It's like, you can't have any kids. Sure I can. I can just grab them. Anyways, did anyone else have any other anecdotes, praises, criticisms to bring up before we wrap?
I think this season does the same thing season 1 does, where it gets a lot better in the back half. And I think that's because the back half of this season is what the whole season should have been, which is the Calypso tournament. And us waiting like 4 or 5 episodes to get there was grueling. I remember going like, all right, next episode, wait a minute. What do you mean there are 12 episodes instead of 10? Oh my God.
Yeah, that's also kind of how I felt. You could have condensed some of that a little bit.
I don't know. I kind of enjoyed a lot of that, like the slower introduction of getting Axel his own episode where he shows up and how weird that was. And honestly, by the time we got to the tournament, I was like, what do you mean there's this many episodes left? It feels like they have one more round and everyone will be dead.
And then they found a way.
They did.
The whole intro with Dollface, I just kept going like, all right, guys, I've seen TV before. I know she's going to die. So you can stop trying to get me attached to her up front. I'm not going to care.
Yeah, she maybe put up a few too many death flags.
It did really suck when the EMP didn't work.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because like I wanted to see it, but also I'm like, did you not test it or did it get hit by a bullet and we didn't see it?
Yeah.
But it's okay. She's a Power Rangers villain now.
So really, she's going up in the world.
She is.
She like started out with the putty face and graduated to mid-season boss.
Watch next season. Calypso's just gonna literally look like Lord Zed.
Oh, that would be good. I do sincerely hope Calypso goes that level of insane. Now that his plan worked at all? Question mark. Yeah, I don't know. When it comes to the episodes, I didn't feel like I wanted any of them chopped out or condensed. I found each new episode leading up to the tournament to be really fun and have a lot of things going on with it, which is weird because I did expect to feel the other way. I did expect to feel like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, we kept getting to like, okay, we got through the first 3 episodes. That's where they did a break and had people come back.
Yeah, because they dropped all 3 on day 1. Mm-hmm. And even end episode 3 with that upcoming on Twisted Metal.
Yes. But it seemed like it was pretty stable quality-wise throughout.
Yeah, I don't think there was any particular episode that I was like, fucking come on.
There was so much. 1, they're literally in high school. And 2, there was so much almost high school tier drama in this that every time it did a recap, I kept going, last time on a very special episode of Twisted Metal.
Yeah,
John upset quiet.
it did feel like maybe they put it in the high school so they could literally do like stock TV scripts, which works because it's such a weird cast.
And it's Twisted Metal. Mm-hmm. Any number of other shows, this would have been like, this really doesn't fit here.
I kept having the opposite reaction to a lot of that stuff where I'm like, this could be great TV. I'm kind of mad that we're doing this instead of Twisted Metal.
But see, like Twisted Metal in essence is that fusion of dark horror and almost slapstick stupid comedy. Mm-hmm. It feels like when you take the story of every Twisted Metal that isn't the PS3 one and you throw it in a blender. I do feel sad that like it wouldn't have been sustainable, but it would have been neat if we ever got one episode that had the production style of the PS3 Twisted Metal, that's sort of Sin City-esque.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that would have been nice to get for any sequence at any point. Like I don't need the whole episode that's thrown away on that, you know?
Right.
But I think it's such a cool thing that if you're going for a serious Twisted Metal horror vibe, then that's a way to do it that's powerful. But, you know, that's not at all what the show is.
No.
For any reasonable length of time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is the dumbest comment. This is the dumbest comment that's going to be in this entire podcast. I'm going to post something. That way you can all see. I got the name. So every episode has a license plate that's supposed to, like, the name of the episode is a license plate. Mm-hmm. And I got them all except for this. What are the first 3 letters? Because obviously the end is repent.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I saw that when looking up the episodes and I couldn't get most of them, honestly.
I got all of them except for that one.
It could be present.
Present repent? There's no N or T for the... It's just
present?
There's no N or T. Yeah, I
don't...
If you know in the comment section, we're talking about episode 1. So feel
It appears to be Pressure Point.
Pressure Point! Okay. Sure.
Weird. The rest of them were really easy. I don't know why that one's so hard.
Yeah, that one and, this one, episode 11. I don't know.
Oh, Holy Night.
Oh, Holy Night.
Oh, Holy Night. Okay, there we go. Yeah, no, all the rest of them I got. But there was a funny moment where I didn't have enough time to look at one of them, and Bob and Spiff are just like, oh, it said, what was it? Oh my God, it's the H1TN RFVN one. Anyway, they said what it was, and I was like, guys, I didn't have enough time to look at it. Oh, you spoiled it. It's like one of those magic eye puzzles.
Hit and run,
yeah.
Yeah, it's all of these are the sort of thing I need to look at. I can't, like, hearing it out loud.
Here, let me read you the license plate.
Yeah.
And you can figure it out. But yeah, no, I was like, it's ruined. Spoiled. Terrible.
What's ironic is all of these would have been rejected by that California board that decides whether or not you get a vanity plate.
That's why the world had to end, so we could get good vanity plates.
I'm kind of impressed how they made the apocalypse in this 2002.
Yeah, that's always funny. I think it's really, really funny that this show just locks in culture. It's like, that's when it happened, by the way. Mm-hmm. I wish I could remember exactly how it happened, because that is covered in season 1. But I don't care enough to go back and find out.
Right.
Speaking of cultural references, there's a weird line early on where John and Quiet are talking about Raven, and Quiet asks, like, are they all hot? And he says, yeah, it's like gremlins. Which I assume is a reference to the fact that there are many of them that are similar, and that not, in point of fact, that he had some sort of odd sexual attraction to gremlins.
Look, you watched Gremlins 2 one too many times, and this just happens.
Another element that makes it weird that the apocalypse was 2002 instead of just 2000 is because I think okay, look, it wasn't literally Y2K, but it was Y2K. It's that exact same thing, just 2 years later.
Oh, is it a Y2K thing?
That is what they said, yeah. They were like, there was a technological failure and society collapsed, and I think something about missiles going off. I don't remember that all that well. It was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it had something to do with the wacky lightning storms that are out there now.
Oh, yeah, there is one of those in this season and last season, so I guess that adds up. It's funny that it's kind of not addressed as a major problem in this season.
Yeah, we don't care. Just tournament.
Yeah, just do the stuff. Have fun.
That ending, the part that gets me the most is them just being like, they'll find us. I'm like, do you know how big America is and how abandoned its buildings are? What are you talking about?
Right.
Society has fallen. They will not find you. You know how you're literally in a log cabin in the middle of the mountains? Go to some different mountains and find another log cabin. There's no way there isn't a vacant one.
We don't know. Maybe the insiders have like satellite telemetry, and Calypso will be helping them find them.
Somebody's just going to walk up to Calypso and be like, I wish I could find him, and drop the coin in the well. And then, I don't know, because it's a Calypso witch, they'll just be stuck in his wall. and then they'll die in there. And then Calypso will be like, any day now, they'll come back and tell me where he is.
Yeah, the wishes don't work that well. I feel like they'll probably get out and then just somehow not realize that they're in the house and wander off.
No, that's not monkey paw enough. They need to die a horrible way. From the Calypso. Stu didn't. Let's be clear. That's because obviously the power scale here is immense. Stu is brimming with latent energy. Only he could defy fate.
He does have more dumb luck than anyone else's show.
Stu's the key to all of this.
Unfortunately, yes.
Anyways, we gotta wrap this. Gentlemen, I need your summary reviews and scores on a scale of 0 to 10. And we're gonna start with Dr. Aggro.
Twisted Metal Season 2 is, well, I mean, that's kind of what it says in the tin. It's another season of Twisted Metal. Some of it's improved, some of it's not. Some of it goes on too long as they declare the joke they're about to do and then do the joke and then keep doing the joke and then keep doing the joke and then we finally move on to something else. It's fine. It's pretty good. Some of the sections are kick-ass. I'd give it a 6.
Chris Wolfhart.
Yeah, I actually liked this more than season 1. I think they leaned a bit more into the campiness, which is what I had the problem with in the first season, is it felt like they were hedging a little bit. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to give this an 8.
Bob.
Yeah, I also liked it a good bit more than season 1. It felt like more focused on all these zany characters, less caught up in trying to be overly dramatic once in a while. And yeah, I had fun with it. I'll also give it an 8.
Twisted Metal Season 2 has a few things that keep me from, like, believing it's the best it could be. There are some shortcomings in what they're doing here. Various things that are just slightly off enough. Various things that are like, oh, that could have been done better. But But I had an absolutely fantastic time watching this. This is one of my favorite things we've had to watch for a podcast, and it is, as of right now, my favorite TV adaptation of a video game. I can't give it a 10, though. I'm giving it a 9. I think it's really great. I like this much more than season 1, and I expect to fucking hate season 3. I will be floored if they make a season 3 and I do not absolutely hate it.
What if they can't just add more and more minion-like characters?
Okay, one moment. That sounds pretty all right, actually.
Right.
If Stu, John, Quiet, and Mayhem have to make their own Toku dude, their own Power Rangers guy to fight Minion.
Yeah, what if they need to build like a bunch of cars that connect together?
Yeah, what if it's Voltron?
Yes.
One moment. That might be the best thing we've ever reviewed.
This is become like probably the stupidest thing I've heard on television, but it's incredible.
But it's a 10.
Yes.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever fucking seen. 10. Well, that brings the total score to 31 out of 40 for an average of 7.75. That definitely sits on the higher end of what we've reviewed. If you are unaware, we have reviewed many things, including The Wade Show, co-starring Knuckles, and many other things. Oh, God. Now I'm thinking about the Knuckles show again. I hate when I have to plug things and then I remember them, like Pentaveret. I hate every time I say the word Pentaveret.
You can't escape him.
Can't I just train an AI, Dan, to say other content we've made and we just plug it in at the end? I mean, you can, but then it'll lie about what we made. The executive producers for this month's GigaBoots videos are Spaceman Spiff, Red Blaze 27, Brendan O'Sullivan, Cooper Tank, BN12, Rado, and Veernvarm. Thank you very much to our executive producers and also these guys. If you want to become an executive producer or a normal patron, head on over to patreon.com/gigaboots today.